It's the penultimate night of tour, and I'm here with Bert of the Used. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. Now, when you know it's a London date, what do you look forward to about coming to the city? Is there any places that you think, I've got to head there straight away as soon as I get there?
Not in particularly, but I do have a lot of friends here in London, so it's nice. I have some local Aussies coming out to the show tonight.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I hear from Decade that there's a big after party tonight. Is it going to get a bit rowdy or not really?
You tell me, I don't know. It's the first I've heard of it.
Oh, really?
My after party involves long, arduous history books, and I party till the break of dawn.
I was watching a lot of interviews, and reading books seems to be the thing that you enjoy doing the most. What's the current book of choice for you?
A fan gave me a few books on this tour, but I've been reading History of Civilization by Will Durant. He's a famous philosopher, and he wrote a pretty extensive series.
That's the one.
It's all so exciting.
Now, I want to go back to the beginning of The Used, because you're a band that uses your music kind of as a weapon to get people to question things and think about things. Was that always the goal as a band, or at the beginning did you think we just want to make music for the melodies and that sort of thing?
I think I was always conscious of how music can be an instrument to change the world, and weapon is a tricky word. I think the most dangerous weapons are, advertising, and media is a strong adversarial proponent of weaponry, I guess. But I think in the beginning we started making music because we love music, and now we're making music because we love music, but we have a little bit of a more mature idea of how the world works, and we realized that everything we were taught when we were younger about the systems that are in place, whether it's money or occupation or just ideas of life in general, are all wrong. They taught us the complete wrong things about how the world works because that's the way they want it to work. So I think it's important for there to be a strong message throughout the world of information. I think that the information is the key, and education is the key to a more peaceful utopian style world to live in. Really.
Now, if a fan said to you, look, I purely just like you because you make catchy songs and I like the melodies, I don't actually digest the messages you're putting out there, would that be a problem to you? Would you rather...
No. The message is for those who are looking for a message.
Yeah.
And that's the good thing about music, is there's so much of it and there's so many different styles, and I think the younger generation is not really very genre specific necessarily. A lot of people are just looking for a good time, and hopefully listening to the catchy melodies and maybe the listenability kind of helps, because we're always soaking in everything, whether or not we believe we are. A Apple ad pops up on your computer and you've just been dipped in the mind sauce.
It's osmosis, isn't it?
I mean, they're a lot smarter than we are about it. They've been studying it for years and years and years, and they know how to... I mean, it doesn't make sense that the ads for American Super Bowl cost, $40-something million for a 5-second ad, and, a 3.5-hour video game where we're shooting people in the face, or a movie doesn't affect us when a 5-second ad will make us run out and buy the newest garbage. So it's a pretty tricky world to live in. I think, like I said, education will free us from the chains of capitalism, I hope.
Fingers crossed. Now, are you familiar with Enter Shikari? Because they're a band that also label themselves as socially conscious. And Raoul does lectures about things now. Is that something that you'd be interested in doing, kind of speaking out to the youth and people that could do with being influenced about these things?
I'm not super familiar, but I will definitely check it out now that you've let me know. And of course, I think any little bit helps. I think more than not, I'm kind of focused on the world that my daughter will grow up in.
Yeah.
And I had a rough life growing up, but I had a very, very, very good life in comparison. There's people out there with stories that would, kill regular people. So I think the more we allow ourselves to feel something real, like the trueness of music is so tied with humanity and love, whatever you want to call it. So that's amazing that he's doing those kind of things, and I think more people should. When I was growing up, the message was kind of fuck everything.
Yeah.
And I love Kurt Cobain, but he was a drug addict and very apathetic about change. Didn't care. I think it's really important, and it's cool to care nowadays.
You liked Cat Stevens as well, didn't you, when you were growing up, and then...
I still like Cat Stevens, just like I still love my parents, even though they're fucking deluded and delusional, right? Yeah. Completely. Religion just separates people, and there's no need for that.
So has moving to Australia also given you an appreciation for America, or just kind of put it into perspective of how much they're kind of doing wrong and things that you think should be different?
Get a bigger picture for human beings in general, and it makes it harder to remain hopeful and faithful about humanity when you understand that lots of people were born and are products of environments that just spew ignorance, whether it's through racial ignorance or religious ignorance, or, you know, homophobia is big in the world right now. So I guess realizing that everywhere is everywhere. Wherever I go, that's where I am. Yeah. Helps a lot. And it's crazy because Australia is kind of like the United States that I grew up in, where there's still a pretend chance for the middle class, and there's still like local business that's barely functioning, and that the gentrification of every little town and city hasn't completely taken hold yet, but give it 10 years.
Now, I want to go quickly back to the tour, because you've had a kind of a change of lineup. Quinn is out for the time being. How is it when you're on stage and you look to your left or right and there's someone's face that you're not used to seeing? Is it unsettling? Did it take a while to adjust to that?
Adjusting to Justin was far more smooth than anyone had anticipated. It's almost too good to be true. He's such a like-minded person. He's got such honorable ideas and ideals about the world we live in, and he's a valiant soldier for truth, if anything. But also, he's the fucking most kick-ass guitar player, and it's just that kind of enthusiasm allows us to feel like kids again, you know?
Are you seeing different things come out of yourself on stage then with this different dynamic? Has it changed how you perform?
I think everyone's just this is the most excited UK tour we've had in a really long time. It just brings the energy full circle. It's been amazing.
Now I want to talk about Imaginary Enemies. I think you work with John Feldman, is that right? Well, I've spoken to a lot of fans about him. Some really are into his approach to production, and some have found it a bit scary. Where do you sit with it?
I guess it's all about having we've known Feldman for 15 years, so his approach kind of has to blend with my approach, because we will butt heads so viciously, but at the same time I kind of think that dynamic and the juxtaposition of our relationship and the type of people we are is kind of drives me. And I like being angry when I'm making a record. And I love him like a brother. He's a super hard worker. And for the situation we were in for Imaginary Enemy, everybody was in a very different place. And I had a lot of time to work on a record. So that's kind of what happened.
Am I right in thinking that you did the vocal recording first before the music?
A lot of it, yeah. We kind of wrote a lot of the music around the melodies and even just poems. We'd kind of structure into a song, and then it was a unique and really exciting way to kind of make an album. It was fun. Because
you've been around each other for so many years, I guess you're more tolerant of each other's different quirks, perhaps. Does that kind of change how you can approach making a record? Like, can you say exactly what you want to say if you don't like someone's idea and that sort of thing? Yeah, we've kind of gained an amazing amount of respect for each other. Becoming so close, you really learn what you hate about people, and
It's only with that true love can we find that true hate, I think. Yeah. But it's a part of love, and we are free around each other to be ourselves, and I think we all embrace the type of individual personality that everyone has in the most important way. Jeff is such an amazing character for who he is, and Quinn as well. Justin's a brand new, exciting, amazing character, and Dan is has always been one of my favorite people on the planet. So yeah, it's great. We're able to kind of tell each other to fuck off, and it works.
It's handy, actually, isn't it?
It works, yeah. It's nice.
I was watching quite a few interviews, and you all seem to think that you're all in a really good place in terms of the band, that things are really exciting again. Does that mean the next couple of years you've got a lot of exciting things, do you?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a one moment at a time for now, but I know that there's big plans for 2016. It's our 15-year kind of anniversary of our first record, so it'll be... Yeah, we have a lot of big plans.
You can't reveal anything else, can you?
There's going to be lots of shows.
Okay. I'm trying. You're at the stage now where you can kind of, I'm guessing, dictate what you want from support bands, whether you want synergy, whether you want them to be completely different, whether you just want nice guys with you. What is the predominant thing for you?
I think enthusiasm, and the thing with both of these bands is they're both kind of have people have heard of them. There's this kind of a energy, kind of a jumping energy around, and I think that it's nice to have two kind of different styles of band. I feel like our fans are very open to a unique spectrum of sound, whether it's like your poppy punk to your hardcore, you know. So. Also, we kind of trust the people that work with us. If they say, hey, we got a great band, I'll check them out, and usually it's a great band.
Yeah. Is it important that they also have messages that they're putting out, that their lyrics have some kind of merit to them, or...?
No, I think art is individual expression. I don't think that everyone has to be on any kind of same page. That would just make art what people are trying to make it, the commodity that it shouldn't be. Yeah. As long as it's pure.
That's okay. Okay, and just to end, I'm doing a couple of random questions at the moment with my interviews. So if you were going to write a biography of your life, have you got a title that you think would be fitting?
The Autobiography of Robert Edward McCracken.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Sounds just very...
I was asking for
it sounds scary, like it would be thick. Yeah. And it would have to be.
Yeah. Who would play you in a film of your life?
Like Christina Ricci or someone cute.
I wasn't expecting that.
Someone cute.
Yeah. And if you could live within a piece of artwork, what would you choose?
A piece of physical artwork?
Any kind of art form?
I would maybe live within a David Bowie album, maybe Aladdin Sane or a John Lennon record.
Would you like them to be there with you then?
Not necessary. Just live within the art.
Okay, nice. Okay, well, best of luck for tonight.
Thank
Hope
you.
it all goes
Appreciate
very
it.
well.
Right on.
Bye.